Hello, jeweler, and welcome to this module on the Entrepreneur's Operating System. Now, the Entrepreneur's Operating System is a system that we're going to get into so that you can understand basically how your business works and how you can tweak each little part to optimize everything about your business so you can make more money, the people that you work with can be happier, you'll be able to have better profits, you'll be able to market better, and you'll see what I mean with each of these pieces as we get into what exactly this system is. Now, in this video, we're going to go over what is the Entrepreneur's Operating System. Likely you haven't heard of this, but if you do read a lot of business books or you've been in business for quite a while, then you may know this as something else, or you might have a different name for exactly how this works. But I'm going to go over what exactly the Entrepreneur's Operating System is, assuming that the person that I'm talking to is an entrepreneur, someone who desires to have a business that they use as their main source of income and who wants that business to really succeed. And so this has helped me to succeed. This understanding the system has helped those that I'm friends with to succeed, and has led me to, and has allowed me to get to where I am, has allowed the jewelers that I've helped with marketing get to where they are. And once you understand each part of this, then you're going to really know, okay, what is up with my system? What needs to be improved? What's going really well? And how is it that I can move on to the next step and get better at what I do? Then we're going to go over what is it made of, which will just be each part of the system. Then we're going to go over each one of the parts of the system and the system's overview, and then we're going to contextualize this for you as a jeweler and your business. So, first of all, what is the Entrepreneur's Operating System? So, the Entrepreneur's Operating System is all the parts that work together to form a complete business system. So when you think of a business, and you think of a business being, you have a product and you sell that to someone because it fulfills a need in their life, there are way more things than just that. There are, how does that person even hear about you? How did the product get developed in the first place? Where do you come in? Where's the what happens with the money after it comes in the first place? And so each one of these is part of really a complex system that creates a business, and that business system is the Entrepreneur's Operating System. It's also the environments in which those parts live. So we're going to get into each one of these parts, and you'll understand what I mean when I say the environments in which they live. But in the very same way that you live in a particular environment with particular weather, particular people around you, and you feed yourself certain things, your system, your business lives in a particular environment, and we're going to be going over which environments those are. Then it's the inputs, processes, outputs, and feedback of each part. So each part of the system has inputs, each has processes and outputs, and then each one of them gets feedback for improvement. And then a full picture of a business which allows for improvement through cause and effect. And so before we get started, we need to go over some universal laws. In order for us to really understand how this Entrepreneur's Operating System works, we need to agree on a couple things. And one of those things is cause and effect. So things don't just happen. They're caused by something else happening. In the same way that a business doesn't just start on its own, you need to get up and you need to wake up and work hard at it every single day in order to make it a success. Things do not just happen out of the ether and out of nowhere, but rather something leads to something else, which leads to something else. And in this example of a boy getting down, or a man getting down and proposing to his girlfriend, she would not be able to say yes if he were not asking her the question, will you marry me? So the cause, him proposing, and the effect is them getting married. But cause and effect actually go much farther than just the immediate effect of what happens right after the cause. For example, if you don't take care of your car, then many years down the road, not only will you have problems with your car in the beginning, but you'll also have problems with your car years down the road. And a couple more examples are a guy proposing in 2020 leads to playing with grandkids in 2060. So 40 years later, because he made the decision to get on one knee and ask that girl to marry him, 40 years later, he has grandkids that he is playing with, and he's now a grandfather. Or investing $1,000 10 years ago could have reaped $1 million by now. And we all know this. We've all heard this. If you had invested $1,000 in the right avenue 10 years ago, you could easily have $1 million by now. And there are several ways that that could have happened. If you hit the right thing at the right time and you invest the right amount of money, you can very easily hit millions. Working out consistently for 5 years is the cause, and it leads to the effect of a fit, healthy body. And now this is one of those cumulative effects. It's one of the things that it doesn't just happen overnight, but you see the effect of something because of all the cause that has been put into it. And then putting hard work into your business now leads to momentum, leverage, and success later on. So you have the cause of working hard now, and the effect is you have momentum, leverage, and success. Things do not just happen. Cause always leads to effect, and effects always come from causes. And now something else that we have to agree on is systems. In that, everything is a system. Everything works as a system, and systems govern the way that our world works. Not only do we have cause and effect, but each cause leads to an effect, which is then itself a cause, which leads to another effect, which is itself a cause, which leads to another effect, and this creates a system. All around the world, we have systems. In almost everything that we do, we are a part of a system. Your body is made up of systems. Traffic is made up of systems. Nature is made up of systems. Cause and effect, creating more cause and effect. For example, water evaporates into clouds, which rains on plants and land, and then evaporates again to create more water, which evaporates into clouds, which rains on plants. And so we have the system that creates life on Earth. Water, which goes into clouds and then comes back down, is a system. Circulatory and nervous systems that constantly send signals to your brain. Your body is made up of these systems. You have respiratory systems, and you have blood circulating through your body, being oxygenated, and then that oxygen being brought to your cells, and then those cells having energy because of the food that you eat. Everything works as a system, and cause leads to effect. Your breathing leads to the oxygenation of your blood. Solar system, which uses gravity based on mass to create perpetual rotation. So even us right now, even though you can't feel it, we are currently rotating around a sun, which is being held there by gravity. And that system constantly rotates because of the mass of the star that is in the middle. And the rotation does not stop, because once you get into the solar system, you continue to stay within that solar system because of gravity. And even our own solar system is rotating around something else even greater. So we are a part of an even greater system. And then people have problems, which leads to innovation, which leads to market growth, which leads to money being invested in solving more problems. And so this is a system and a feedback loop even, where you have a problem, and then someone decides that they're going to fix that problem. They create an innovation for it, such as there's a problem of men want to get married, and so people created the engagement ring as a way to signify that a man wants to get married, which creates some market growth, which leads to market growth because now you have a market for engagement rings, which leads to money being invested, because now that people are selling engagement rings, they have more money to invest in finding new problems to solve, and that is what we're doing. So the Entrepreneur's Operating System, as we've understood it, is a business system. It's a way to understand your business, and it's made up of systems and cause and effect. We have to agree on that. But there are certain parts within the Entrepreneur's Operating System that we have to be aware of. And those are the actual parts of the entrepreneur's operating system, which are leadership, value creation, marketing, sales, operations, and finance. So we're going to go through each one of these, and first we're looking at leadership. But the entrepreneur's operating system, just like the other systems, is a feedback loop. Leadership leads to value creation, which leads to marketing, which leads to sales, which leads to operations, which leads to finance. And you'll see what I mean with all of these, but finance goes back around to feed the leadership at the very end as well. And this creates a self-perpetuating system, which either presents positive feedback or presents negative feedback. And based on that feedback, you grow in each one of these parts of the system. So first, we're going to go over the leadership system. The leadership system lives in an environment. And what is that environment? The environment of the leadership system, which is you. If you're the leader of your business, then you are the leader. And the leadership system is where you live, who you live with. It's your workspace. Is it healthy? Is it fun to be at? Do you hate going there? It's your community. So who it is that you're spending time with. It's the particular place that you live in. It's their beliefs. It's what they say about certain things. It's the people that you associate with. It's your culture and country and the time that you were born. And what are the inputs to this leadership system? Well, the inputs are your mental state. It's your physical and virtual environments, so your social media, as well as where you live, where you go and work out, where you take walks in the park. It's the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So you've probably heard that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you spend time with 5 millionaires, then you're likely to be the 6th. If you spend time with 5 lowlifes, then you're likely to be the 6th. And it's also everything that you watch that's affecting you and everything that you read. And the processes of the leadership system are your workout routine, your diet, so everything you're eating, your study routine, so what is it that you're getting into to improve your mind, your personal habits, your schedule, what is it filled with, your social interaction, your friends, your community. And then based on these processes that were created by the inputs, your outputs would be, they'd be our actions, or how much energy we have, our productivity levels, our levels of satisfaction and contentment, and our ability to focus, for example, on a particular task, or our ability to focus on just being present in a present moment, because your processes and your inputs are going to very, very dramatically affect all of the outputs that you get. And then your feedback is, it reinforces or deconstructs beliefs and behaviors. So who you are and your inputs with your mental state, your physical and virtual environments will be either positively or negatively reinforced by the outputs that you get from everything that you do in your life. So you will either stay the same or you'll change based on how it is that your actions are affecting the outputs that come out of it. So if your diet's not working, then you're not going to have a lot of energy. And if you don't like that, then your behavior is going to change and you're going to get feedback saying, maybe I should eat something different. If the 5 people that you spend the most time with are creating personal habits that are negative or detrimental, then you're going to realize that you have lower levels of satisfaction or contentment. And you'll have reinforcing negative beliefs, which is, these people are not good for me, and you're going to want to get out of those toxic relationships. But if they're positive, then you'll actually have positive reinforcement, and you'll want more of it, and it'll create a cycle or a leadership system. And so you, in your business, you are the leadership system. And your outputs and the feedback that you get from the inputs and the processes will change you dramatically. And you as a leader are now falling into value creation, which is our next part of the entrepreneur's operating system. So what is value creation? Well, you just took everything that you got from leadership and everything that the leader believes, everything the leader feels, everything the leader does, where he lives or she lives, what he or she decides to do with their time, immediately affects value creation. And what is value creation? Well, value creation system is, as a business, it's the value that you give or provide to your customers or your clients. So the environments that the value creation system lives in are the mass desires of your market, or what I like to call gaps. So what is it that they desire? What are their pain points? What is it that every single person desires? What is it that everyone wants? What are the things that everyone is worried about right now? And the marketplace. So it lives and it exists within a marketplace which is full of people, and people that have money and an ability to spend or reluctance to spend. The inputs of the value creation system are your ideas, so the leader's ideas on what's valuable, the products and services that you want to sell. So what is it that you have? And as a jeweler, it would be the jewelry that you have. How you want to create value for your market. So what is it that you see in your market uniquely? And how is it that you want to fill that particular gap? The processes of value creation are research and development strategies. So the actually going into deciding and understanding, okay, what is it that we're creating and how is it that we make it better? And we'll actually get into a little bit of how we do this properly. Your unique value proposition. So what is it that sets you apart from other jewelers, from other businesses, from other people as leaders? What is it that sets your value apart? What is it that sets your particular offer apart? Your client avatar strategy. So we're going to get into this where you can choose your ideal client, and you'll be able to seriously understand the person that you're selling to, so that they're no longer elusive or not understood, but you really do understand exactly who they are. You'll be able to write a page in their diary after you're done with the client avatar strategy, which we'll get to later on. And then anything that we use to determine the viability of an offer or a business model. So the processes of the value creation system are, we take the inputs, and then what we do in the value creation system is research and development, understanding our unique value proposition or our UVP, and anything that we use to determine the viability of an offer or business model. And then the outputs are the products that we create, so your jewelry, for example, the offers that we have for our clients, so it could be your repairs or your ability to clean something for them or anything else that they truly desire, and the exceptional value that we're able to offer to our clients. And the feedback is your offer to your clients or our product that you sell, understanding whether or not it's differentiated from your competition, and understanding that whether or not it truly meets a problem or a want that people have. And you get this by creating something, getting feedback on it, and then if it sells or it doesn't sell, or if it's wanted or if it's not wanted by the mass market. And then the third part that the value creation feeds into is marketing. And this is where we're going to be spending the most time in this course. And the reason that we needed to separate marketing from the rest of them is so you understand a lot of times people have problems in their business and they're not sure what is going wrong. And they think this is a marketing problem or it's a sales problem. When in reality, it could be, and very much oftentimes is, a leadership problem. The leader's not taking care of him or herself. The leader is not performing well. The leader is not understanding the market well. The leader does not treat him or herself well, or the employees well, or it could be a value creation problem. If the offer that you have isn't desired by your market, then no amount of marketing is going to do any good. And so you need to have a leader or a leadership that truly understands the needs and desires in the market, an offer that fits into the gap of what they want, and then marketing comes into place. And so I'll help you to understand exactly how to get the first two. And so we'll get into mindset with leadership, and then we'll get into something later on called build before sell for the value creation model that we use. And then we get into the marketing system. So marketing, what you came here for, the environment that marketing lives in is Facebook ads or Instagram ads, organic YouTube growth, influencer marketing on TikTok, Google search ads, radio ads, billboards, wherever our prospects live. So marketing happens in front of your clients. Marketing is always going to be happening wherever your clients are spending their time. The inputs are the valuable offer. So what we talked about before, do you have a valuable offer? And when you're creating value, is it something that they want? And you'll figure that out maybe with marketing. And the resources that you invest, which are money and time. And the processes of marketing, of the marketing system, are all of the marketing assets. So photos, videos, copy, presentations, the irresistible messaging that we're going to get into with a one-day script, where I'll help you to understand exactly how you can create copy that is foolproof and really gets at the heart of what your clients seriously want. The media that we use to get the message in front of our market, and the ad management and the ad management strategies that we use to manage our Facebook ads, our Instagram ads, and everything that we do online. The outputs of good marketing are sales opportunities or views on videos, email leads, website traffic, booked appointments, and sales meetings. And then the feedback are metrics to determine cost per acquisition and reiterative management processes. So the metrics are, is this working? Is it not working? Are we hitting our KPIs, our key performance indicators? How are our costs looking? How are we getting everything down? And then the feedback is also just the management processes, which we tweak with our Facebook ads, our Instagram ads, our Google ads, so that they get better and better over time. Next, we have sales. So we have leadership. So the person who runs the company, value creation, what that person or people offer, marketing, how we get it in front of people, and then sales, which is arguably the most important part, which is actually getting money in the end. And it's how we end up getting money in the first place. So the environment that it lives in is your marketplace. It could be on your website, for example, if you do e-commerce. It could be within your store if you have a point of sale. It could be on the phone or Zoom with a client if you can just take a credit card over the phone. And wherever your offer is able to be paid for is where the sales system lives. The inputs of the sales system are all the sales opportunities that your marketing produced. So all the people that are now in front of your sales system were produced by marketing. And the best marketing will give you sales opportunities with clients who are, and this is very important, good marketing will create inputs or people that are pre-framed, pre-qualified, and pre-sold on the value of your products and services. This is going to help tremendously when it comes to getting into exactly what marketing is and how we use marketing to get people to want to buy what you have to offer. We want them to be pre-framed, pre-qualified, and pre-sold on the value of the products and services. And we do that by marketing well. It makes sales much easier. The processes of sales are the sales process. So it could be writing down your email, your name, and then putting in your credit card. It could be a sales guide. So it could be even like a pamphlet that you hand out to someone that says, call this number. And it's payment gateways with Stripe, with Shopify, with something through Instagram, Square, your point of sale in your store, how they swipe their credit card. The outputs that you have are paying clients, your gross revenue, and your sales conversion rate is what you learn from this. So you're able to understand what is truly your cost per acquisition based on this. And then feedback is you get metrics to determine your closing ratio. So how many people that come through and meet your sales system are actually buying your product. Now we have leadership, which leads to value creation or your valuable offer, which leads to marketing that valuable offer, which leads to sales happening. And now we have the operations of the business that come after that. The environment is, again, the marketplace, because that's where all of our clients are. That's where you exist. It's where you do your marketing. It's where you do your research and development. And it's those who have purchased our products or services. The inputs to the operation system are our paying clients, money and time that we put into making our products. And the processes of the operation system are the product shipping and delivery, the product creation itself, training on how to use the product, customer service, and even clienteling of current clients. So the operations is the upkeep of everything that we do in our business. The outputs of this upkeep is happy clients and the cost of creating and delivering the product or service. So we had gross revenue coming from sales, and naturally we have to take out overhead after that, and we get the cost of creating and delivering the product is a part of that. And the feedback that we get from our operations system, which talks with our clients, is reviews, we get referrals, and we get returning, or in bad cases, non-returning clients. And last but not least is finances. So leadership, person or people who run the company, value creation is what it is that the company or business offers. Marketing is putting that offer in front of people. Sales is getting the people who saw the offer to buy it. The operations is running the company after we have sales and we're understanding that people do seriously want this. And the finances are the last part. And the finances live in the world economy, as well as the financial position of the business year to date, or really up to this point. So where you've been, how much momentum you've gained, where you are overall. The inputs of the financial system are all the other business systems, your business expenses, your marketing expenses, your sales expenses, your product creation, your operations expenses, so from clienteling to email marketing, as well as the income from the sales system and capital from investments of the financial system as well. The processes of the financial system, the things that the financial system does are financial statements, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements, understanding and creating price points, revenue and understanding the revenue model, forecasts for the future, and accounts receivable based on money that people have yet to pay you for things that they've already done or things that they owe you for services that you've already rendered. And then the outputs are your operating cash flow and your EBITDA, which basically just means the amount of profit that you're generating from conducting business, everything considered. And then the feedback that you get is evaluation of finances. So are we making enough money? Do we have enough? Do we have what we want? Are we hitting the marks that we want to, or are we not hitting the marks that we want to? Are we spending too much on operations? Do our price points need to be higher? And this system is a part of the greater system. And once you get all the way down to finances and understand how that works, it circles back around to leadership, where the leadership can then look at the entirety of the system and say, okay, something is going great or something is going wrong, and we need to figure out what that is. And once you understand each of these parts individually, and you see the entrepreneur's operating system as a whole, but made up of these 6 parts, you're able to pinpoint what's going wrong once you get down to your finances and say, okay, either we're not making enough money or we are making enough money and we want to have more of it. So you're able to understand and look at, okay, maybe it is the value creation. Maybe we don't have a good offer. Maybe we actually are not offering what it is that people actually want, and therefore they're not buying from us because we're doing marketing very well and we're doing the sales and operations and the finances are all handled very well, but we haven't looked at our product in a long time. And the marketing, for example, is maybe you have a great offer, a fantastic offer, but you have no idea how to market it. And that's really what's hanging you up. And I think for most jewelers, that's probably the case. You have a fantastic product. You're really, really good at what you do. You understand and you care for your clients very, very much. But unfortunately, you have no idea how to get it in front of the right clients on a predictable basis. And that's what this entire course is for. I'm here to help you do that. This is what I do. This is what I've helped plenty of people do. This is how we raise tons and hundreds and thousands of, actually millions at this point, in venture capital. It's how we make millions for jewelry stores. And I'm going to teach you how it is that we do this and how the professionals do this. But it could be an operations standpoint. Maybe you have a great offer, marketing is going well, sales work really well, but then you drop the ball because you're not keeping up with past clients and the employees that you have are just really bad to the clients that you've had before. The operations are failing. But you're able to pinpoint what it is by looking at this system in its 6 different parts and the 6 different systems that are within it. And you can deep dive into, okay, what is wrong with it? And how is it that I am going to fix this based on this? And if it's the leadership and you are the leadership and you're listening to this right now, then number one, you're in great hands. I'm going to help you with marketing very well. And also, if you've gotten through the mindset portion of this, then I'm also going to help you with understanding where am I going with this? Why am I doing this in the first place? And where do I want to get to so that we can understand that we're reaching our life goals, that we're hitting those road marks that we want to be hitting, and that we understand that this is ultimately for a particular lifestyle that I want later on in life. And number 4, we're going to contextualize this. So how do we contextualize this for a jewelry store, for example? So evaluate a business that you know well through the lens of the Entrepreneur's Operating System. So every single business operates this way, truly. And reducing a business to these levels allows for improvements that can be measured, tracked, and tested. So what is one business, for example, your business? Maybe your business you know very well and you're able to see things through this lens. You're able to see things through the lens of, okay, I know who the leadership is. I know what our valuable offer is, or our offer is at least. I know what marketing is going on, how the sales process works. I understand the operations. And I also understand the finances. If you can see things in that regard, maybe you can look at everything on the whole, and you can say, I think this is where we're dropping the ball the most because we have not paid enough attention to this particular part. Or we've paid too much attention to this one and not enough over here. So what I want you to do is to think through either your business, or if you don't have a business, then one that you know very well. For example, Sony or Nike or Stuller or Tiffany. Another one that you just would happen to know very well, possibly Harley Davidson, Toyota, and say, okay, how is it that how does their business work in this regard as well? Or what I like to do if you're a jeweler is find a jeweler that you look up to and see how they are doing all of these things. And then you'll get a better idea of how maybe you should do them as well. So the Entrepreneur's Operating System is leadership, value creation, marketing, sales, operations, and finances. And again, it's all those parts which work together to create a complete business system. It's the environments in which those parts live, because they don't live in a vacuum. Each one of them exists within a real business, with real people, in a real environment, in a real marketplace, at a real time. It's the inputs of each one of those, which come from the one before it, the processes, the outputs of each one, whether they be good or bad, and the feedback that you get, which tells you what you need to improve. And it really is a full picture of a business which allows for improvement through cause and effect. And what we're able to do is look at everything again through the Entrepreneur's Operating System and say, okay, what's going wrong and how is it that I can improve it? And in this course, we're going to take a deep dive into marketing so you can make sure that that part of your Entrepreneur's Operating System is stellar. Very, very good. And we're going to also take a look into the value creation and the sales as well. And we'll also, if you've gone through mindset, then the leadership portion has also been talked about a bit in there. But marketing is up next, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about that. That was the Entrepreneur's Operating System, and I hope that you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.